Hello and welcome, I'm Liam the Music Reviewer, and today we're going to be doing a video that I really should have done at the start of the year, and that's talking about albums that I'm just looking forward to hearing in 2018. The whole reason that I didn't do it in January or whatever was because I'm unbelievably lazy. Yeah. That's really about it. We're going to be talking about 20 albums I'm just excited to hear. Some are confirmed with release dates in place and others are speculated to come out this year, so they might not all come out this year, but fingers crossed that most of them do at least. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Freetown Sound, I believe, is one of 2016's most underrated records. It just resonates both lyrically and instrumentally, to me at least. And Blood Orange, better known as his real name Death Hines, he's been working on LP4. You might know him from collaborations with the Queen of Pop herself in her 2015 record, and according to Dev in an interview, he said a lot of the new songs on the album deal with growing up in childhood in England, looking at the country that made me. And he also said back in October of last year that the album was 78% done, so I think we'll probably be seeing this album come out sooner rather than later. After dropping a trilogy that no one expected to be anywhere near as good as it turned out to be, Brockhampton have just got everyone underneath their thumb. They are just incredibly hyped. I'm no different. We were expecting to have Team Effort drop this year, but it got pushed back to 2019, so this new album we're getting is called Puppy. We've had a few teases from I believe it was an Instagram live stream that ended up getting posted in a Facebook fan group. There's not enough to go on with that in terms of what we can expect from it, but considering the changes they made throughout their career in just the space of a few months between each entry in the Saturation trilogy, it'll probably be something new for them and it'll probably be really fucking good. Now, I don't expect anyone to know of this band in question because I'm just extremely fond of them, because growing up in Scotland and being kind of involved in the Scottish music scene, I came across them via pals that introduced me to their music, and Codis are just on incredible form. They dropped their debut project back in 2016, they had an EP in 2017 that was arguably even just as good. The act is just a really nice segue, according to the band, a nice segue between those two sounds. There's not a solid release date on this, but in the meantime you should definitely go into their Bandcamp, check out their stuff, because I do think that this is a band that if you're really into rock and you have any doubts about how much interest it can hold despite many thinking it is dying, yeah, this will be something that will bring you new hope in it. And as luck would have it, as soon as I announced on Twitter that I was going to be doing this list, or at least asked on a poll that I'd be doing this or not, Kanye decided to announce that he would be dropping not one but 2 albums in June of this year. And even though he might be going through his whole basic Twitter moment right now with a lot of his live tweets that are apparently going to be his own book or whatever, and there's some really bad takes in there which I'm really hoping don't somehow flood into whatever he's doing. He's going to be dropping a solo LP as well as a collaborative album with Kid Cudi called Kids See Ghosts. It's kind of hard not to get excited about this sort of material, especially because Kanye is just constantly evolving. I hope that this solo album is going to be the TurboGrafx 16 thing that he's been hyping up since, well, I done a video back in 2016 talking about how hyped I was about it, so fingers crossed at least that's what it happens to be. If not, I just hope I'm impressed either way.
I'm real when I shut my face.
An artist that's played an important role in some of my favourite music over the past few years, Sophie's finally going to be dropping her debut album. It was originally called Whole New World, or that's what it was assumed to be anyway. It's been found out that that's not what it's called. And there's been a few singles that have been released since 2017, my favourite of them being Face Shopping, which I think many believe is going to actually turn up on the album itself. So if that's the case, we can just expect some eclectic, avant-garde, abnormally beautiful pop music, because that's what Sophie seems to be so good at, especially with collaborations with people like Charlie XCX. She's really she's probably at her peak just now. Her singles have really helped kind of fill that abnormal pop hole left in my heart from Art Angels, which leads us seamlessly on to the next entry on this list, which is the mastermind behind what I believe is the best pop album of this decade. Grimes has been having some kind of like public beef with her label 4AD. She's been calling them trash, and now she's going to be working on her last album for that label, which has been heralded as being highly collaborative and is, as Grimes put it, the most glorious light, whatever that might be. She's also working on another record that she's going to be releasing after this one, which I think is going to be like independent, and she said it's going to be more chaotic and dark. I'm more intrigued by that one just because of how it's been hyped up, but I've not been disappointed by a Grimes record yet, and I doubt that this new one, whatever it might be called and whenever it drops this year, I think it'll be a good wee farewell record for this label. I'm just kind of excited to see how she follows up Art Angels. Just it'll be interesting. Going from the gal behind my favourite pop album of the 2010s to the man behind my favourite album of 2016 and one of the best hip hop records I've ever heard, Danny Brown is currently in the studio working on the follow up to Atrocity Exhibition, and that's enough to just get me giddy. Like, just the thought of him following this up and just getting some more Danny Brown is enough to make me happy. But he's been hyping this up a fair bit when it came to press circuits and whatnot. He's teased that it's being produced by one producer who's legendary in hip hop, and it's going to be a big deal. So yeah, if my hype was already high, it's like skyrocketed at this point. This list is in no particular order, but this is definitely like top 5 most anticipated for me, considering Danny Brown's near perfect run at this point. There's very few artists in hip hop that are keeping up this quality so just consistently. A band that deserve all the love they get and more, Vampire Weekend have had one of the best like trilogies in rock music as far as I'm concerned. They had their self-titled debut, they had Contra, and then they had Modern Vampires of the City. Just all albums I'd rate very highly, and all dropped in not too long of a time period either. It's been half a decade since Modern Vampires of the City came out though, and Ezra Koenig, the frontman of the band, said that 80% of the 4th LP is done, but the last 20% is always the hardest. But he does say that we should expect something soon, especially from when you read into any of the interview bits and that. Rostam, who used to be part of the band, he's went on to do some solo stuff, but yeah, he left, so this will be the first album without him on there. And yeah, all we know at this point is that it's called Mitsubishi Macchiato, and that it will be more springtime in Ezra's words. So I'm just looking forward to a new Vampire Weekend album. There's a lot of indie rock outfits that I feel kind of like they've made a comeback this year, and really they don't really generate much excitement for me, but Vampire Weekend definitely aren't one of them. One of my favourite rock bands ever, really. I had no idea before like going onto forums and other corners of the internet that saying that you think Courtney Barnett's debut record is great is actually an unpopular opinion, but I guess that's an unpopular opinion that I hold. But yeah, Courtney Barnett's new album, Tell Me How You Really Feel, is been hyped up to be like far more serious than her other stuff. That's shown by the debut single from that, Nameless Faceless, which I was a big fan of, that I reviewed. I'll link to at the end of this video. And yeah, I can probably tell that it's just probably going to piss off a fair few people, probably some kind of alt-right warriors as well. But for people that want good music, some good hard-hitting music from the singles alone so far, this is definitely shaping up to be even better than her debut record. Right, I'll just put my cards on the table at this point. I think AM is subpar. I think Favourite Worst Nightmare is better than their debut, and also I think Humbug deserves all the love in the world because it's my favourite album of theirs. Don't expect an Arctic Monkeys ranked at this point because I've kind of like laid it all bare at this point. With that being said, I'm kind of both very excited and sceptical of this new Arctic Monkeys album. There's been a lot of speculation and rumours. One thing that I read was it was going to return to a more humbug sound, then others are saying it's going to go something to do with the space race or something like that. At this point there's really not much that we know about it, and not much we will know about it until the album drops next month, so fingers crossed. I hope it doesn't suck. Now, Pusha T is one of the few rappers that I had experience with when I was younger through collaborations with people like Kanye West, and I liked him. And then just as I've got older, as I've got more experience with hip hop and whatnot, he's a rapper that I admire even more than I did at the start, which is something you don't often say because you end up wincing a lot at rappers that you might have thought were actually good beforehand. But he had My Name Is My Name, which is just a great hip hop record, definitely something that when it comes to talking about the best records in the genre at the end of the decade, when we look back, I'm definitely going to bring it up at that point because I think it is like very fucking good. He followed that up, which was it was a fine follow up, but obviously like compared to My Name Is My Name, not quite as good. Kanye announced it's coming out on May 25th in one of his wee Twitter ramblings, and Pusha T said he thinks it's going to be the best album of 2018. Any artist can say that, like you don't really need to you can't really be held to account on this kind of thing, but I mean he's shown that you can deliver the goods before, and yeah, I'll be interested to see where he goes with this new album, if he can actually deliver the goods as he's trying to hype up anyway. And I know a lot of people in the music review community have some sort of soft spot for them if it's not their debut album Antidotes, or if it's not Holy Fire. They're an indie rock outfit that I think always deliver the goods. And while I don't think there's much to be known about LP5, or even if we're gonna actually hear it this year, I'm holding out hope because there's been speculation for quite a while. Now, especially last year, it was ramping up quite a bit, so I do think we are going to hear something this year, and hopefully do get like the full album dropping. Because yeah, like I say, they just seem to get better and better. Well, I might hold certain kind of opinions on their work, and maybe I will get around to doing a ranked on them at some point. They've always been a band that they've never dropped anything less than great for me. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what they'll deliver whenever it comes to them announcing or dropping anything. To the surprise of absolutely fucking no one, I'm a huge fan of Carly Rae Jepsen's work. She's dropped nothing but pop bops since our 2015 album Emotion. She had a B-side compilation back in 2016, Emotion Side B, and like it came out the same year as Untitled Unmastered, the Twin Butterfly B-side thing that like Twin Butterfly is considered one of the best albums of this century, and I still would probably put on Emotion Side B over Untitled Unmastered. That really kind of puts into perspective how much I enjoy her work and how great I do think her pop music is. I really do think it's some of the finest pop music about. This new album of hers, which hasn't got a name as of yet, has been hyped up to be more disco-y. And even when it came to last year when she dropped just that single for an animated movie, I think it was called Leap, it was just fucking great. So I really don't doubt that she's going to deliver anything less than just bangers at this point. It would just be kind of interesting to see how she goes from just that whole kind of like more neon-y kind of 80s pop music to more disco-y stuff, but we'll find that out soon enough, I'm sure. I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside came out in 2015, and when it came out, on the one hand I was interested in the more darker tone, but on the other hand I thought that it was so like barren of what made Doris interesting that it just kind of felt a bit boring and bland to me. Since it's came out, it's grown on me so much more. I prefer it over Doris, and yeah, Earls himself has been saying how he's been working away on it throughout 2017, that we can expect tunes in 2018, And yeah, I think just my liking of Errol's material up to this point merits his place on this list, especially now that we know that we can expect something this year. Yeah, there's not really much I can say about this one. I've already talked a fair bit about all the singles that have been released for God's Favourite Customer so far. We can expect something a bit different, something a bit more upbeat, and yeah, we're just gonna really have to wait until June 1st. At this point, there's a leak out at this point, which was aptly memed by Farjo Misty himself. But yeah, I really do think I'm gonna like this a fair bit if the singles are anything to go by, even though I have heard some more kind of mixed things from friends that have listened to the leak, but I don't want to know anything about it until the day that it comes out. So yeah, but I think from the videos that I've done on Farjo Misty's songs so far, you know that it's going to be right up my street, and probably aren't surprised to see it on this list. Grimes, Carly Rae Jepsen and Charlie XCX are just like the pop trinity, the holy pop trinity, so yeah, it's no surprise to see all three of them on this list, just because, especially for Charlie XCX, just all the EPs and mixtapes that she's dropped just back to back have been absolutely amazing. I just love going back to them time and time again. It really does, she really is very unique, and just music in general, just such an interesting artist, and I don't even know if we'll be getting this album, to be fair, because it's been rumoured for that long. It's been talked about and discussed by Charlie herself, and on the recent press circuit for Pop 2, she was saying that she didn't really know herself if she'll be dropping it, but got my fingers crossed at least that we'll be seeing something, hopefully, because I really can't get enough of Charlie XCX at this point, and for a full length release which just kind of shows off even more of how great she is at that kind of experimenting pop music, I wouldn't turn that down, wouldn't roll my eyes at that offer. Yeah, I get it. You hated Humans and you think that it totally discredits Gorilla's near perfect discography at this point, but you're wrong. I thought Humans was just a fine album. Yeah, there was some filler on it. I do think there was just some truly great tracks in there, some of my favourite of last year, like Ascension, and yeah, we can kind of expect something this year due to Jamie Hewlett, who's the visual artist behind just the band's iconic look. He's been saying how they've got something in the works for 2018. Usually there's a 5-year break between everything, but they've kind of got that many ideas at this point. They're just going to keep the wheel turning and whatnot, and even though we don't know what we can expect from the sound, he said that the visual look is going to be changing, so we can probably expect the same when it comes to the music itself. Behind one of my favourite rock releases of 2016, and just a band that deserve so much more love than they get at this point. I've seen them live. I think that both recorded and at gigs they're just so fucking good, and that's Pup. Dream Is Over was just such a great sophomore release, and they're rumoured to be working on something in the studio at this point, and yeah, people really do think something's going to be coming out this year, which is why they're on this list, and I just can't wait to get my hands and my ears on it, whatever is the more preferred alternative here, because I think their whole style of what I do think is pop punk, it is kind of punk music, but it's a bit more poppy. It's not quite that wince-inducing, nauseating cringe that you usually get with a lot of pop punk music. They just have this way of weaving kind of interesting stories, showing a lot of attitude. The vocals are just kind of harsh, but not in a way that is alienating at all. It just all works so well. So until this new album comes out, please go back to their self-titled and Dream Is Over if you haven't already, because you seriously are missing out. Last and by no means least for anyone that's watched this channel, it's Year of the Snitch by Death Grips. That's the album that I'm most hyped for. We have heard absolutely fuck all in terms of what we can expect from the music. It's been hyped up. We know people that are working on it, the directors Shrek, members of the band Tool. We can just expect just harsh industrial rock, experimental hip hop, like we always can from them. This is like the most like exciting thing about being a Death Grips fan, is that when it comes to a new album, you're just speculating so much. The kind of like the promo for it just kind of it kind of reminds me of what we were talking about in the podcast. If you didn't listen to that, when it came to Cloverfield, just there's so many like rumours going about, like everyone just theorising, kind of like how it was with Cloverfield, just kind of theorising about, oh, what's going to happen here, oh, wonder what this means, and all that. Just the artwork alone just looks fucking weird, like easily one of the like fucking creepiest looking ones that they've hit out with. So hopefully that matches up with whatever sound they're going for here. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, even if it's not gonna be the best thing to put out. A Death Grips album is still a Death Grips album, which is just exciting and surprising. And yeah, that's us. That's 20 albums that I'm looking forward to hear in 2018. I don't know which ones we actually will get to hear. I know a fair few of these are like announced release dates. We know they're happening. We've probably even heard singles from at this point. And yeah, I'm going to try and get reviews out for all of them whenever they do pop up. And yeah, that's really all I've got to say. Just let me know what you guys are looking forward to in 2018, your own wee lists and whatnot. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you guys very soon.